对 ，C10。然后在上面找。
不用，那是因为它这个会删掉，所以数字全部不知道。吓我一跳。
好像都没有给。要干嘛？不知道啊。我有事情的。
Invite you to switch off the mobile or switch to silent mode. We'd like proceeding to be quiet. I will proceeding with you. In the you see at 3 o'clock we'll be starting. Then we start with affirmation. Those people who are taking affirmation, you will have pledge number 2. So if you haven't got any one of these, please go to the front P. P1 meaning you're taking pledge number 1. P2 is actually affirmation. If you take the photograph, after you take the photograph, getting the certificate from Mr. Perrett, you go to the right. You will receive a gift, which is a flower, Dana will be talk about Australian Citizenship certificate. Then we have to conduct the affirmation runabout training. If possible, few days, I might email to you. But if I email to you, I probably will do a link, meaning WAMCI and the Citizenship Act of 1948 come into effect. And actually on the 3rd of February 1949, the first citizenship ceremony was held at Albert Hall in Canberra. That's 7 days after. First, can I have Mr. Perrett, the presiding officer for this ceremony. Melody Chen, the host, the honorary president of WAMCI Multi-Thousand. Mr. Mark Stewart, MP, state member for Sunnybank. Prior auto probation is actually running a little bit late, it's okay. And I have Mr. Anthony Shorten, MP, state member for Alchester. Councillor Stephen Huang is running a little bit late, but he will be here. Can I have Councillor? He's just arrived. Just be patient, just arrived. As you know, there are many ceremonies taking place today. They have been doing a lot of ceremony this morning. So they are running from one place to another. So you've got to understand that. Can I have Stephen Huang? Councillor from McGregor Ward. Can I have Councillor Kim Max, Councillor from Karawata Ward? Thank you. Please be seated. Celebrate Australian Day and also 65th anniversary of the Australian citizen. My name is Louis Lee. I'm the MC for this afternoon. If there is a fire, please follow the exit sign at the front there.
I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners on whose land we are gathered here today. Mr. Graham Perrett, MP, the Presiding Officer and Federal Member for Moreton. Melody Chen, Life Honorary President, World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated, and the host. Mr. Mark Stewart, MP, State Member for Sunnybank. Mrs. Freya Ostapovich, State Member for Stretton, and here she comes right now. Mr. Anthony Shorten, MP, State Member for Algester. Councillor Stephen Huang, Councillor for McGregor Ward.
Thank you, Lewis, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And could I too acknowledge the traditional owners and thank them for their continuing stewardship of the land in which we walk. Could I thank Melody and all of the team that have made this afternoon possible. I know they do great work throughout the year, but this day in particular, on Australia Day, is one I find particularly enjoyable. To all of the elected representatives, Mark, Freya, Anthony, Kim and Stephen, thank you for coming together on this wonderful day. I know we've been at other ceremonies this morning and have said this, but I'll say it to this audience, this is the best day to be an elected representative. With all of the different stories, all of the different histories, all of the different countries that you have come from, all coming together today to be an Australian, it makes our job very enjoyable. It's a great part of our job, especially because people like Melody and her team do all the work and we just stand up here. But part of that process means that I also must read the message by the Honourable Scott Morrison, the Minister for Immigration and Border Protection, and I begin. Today you inherit a legacy provided by previous generations of Australians who have made our country what it is and the people we are today. I acknowledge our Indigenous Australian. The Australian story is one of courage, mateship, endurance and sacrifice. It is our duty to honour the contribution of previous generations, to uphold the values that guided them and have stood the test of time. This is regardless of our race, ethnicity, religion, live together as Australians first and always. This year we celebrate the 65th anniversary of Australian citizenship. On the 26th of January 1949, the Nationality and Citizenship Act came into effect, creating the new status of Australian citizen. Since then, more than 4.5 million people have done what you are about to do. Make a commitment to Australia and its people. The best country in the world to live. By taking this important step today, you understand that this is a serious responsibility. I thank you for the contribution you will make and for the Australian legacy you will leave. Congratulations, the Honourable Scott Morrison MP, Minister for Immigration and Border Protection. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perrett MP. Thank you for the message from Honourable Scott Morrison MP.
Thank you, Louise. Today we have 52 new candidates from different countries. We are very honored to host the Australian Citizen Guidance Louise Lee, OAM, the Citizenship Chair, and Eddie Lake, the Citizenship Coordinator. Australia is a wonderful country, rich in cultural harmony and diversity. I am aware of joy and Australian citizenship ceremony provides to you and your families. And I cherish this great honor of being able to be part of assisting with this important step in a new life. Once again, congratulations to the candidates who will be new Australian citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melody Cheng. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask Mrs. Mark Stewart, MP, State Member for Sunny?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to be here today, and as Graham said earlier, it is truly one of the great days that we do have as elected representatives. To my elected as well, to Dana, the President of World Arts and Multicultural, to everyone who's been part of today's celebration in organising that with Lewis and Leonie. Thank you very much for the time that you have taken to making this day special for everyone that is here. Most importantly, to those that have made that big decision today to become an Australian. Thank you very much for coming along today. I'd also like to say that on Australia Day, we do come together as a nation to celebrate what is great about Australia and also about being Australian. It is a day to reflect on what we have achieved and what we can be proud of in this great nation. Our state is filled with a richness of diversity of cultures. This cultural diversity has made a tremendous contribution to the shaping of Australia of today, and we are more prosperous and productive for these reasons. The difference is everywhere in our community, right across from culturals to religious to political views, and none of us should be threatened at all by these differences, and that all Queenslanders recognise, accept, respect and celebrate these differences, whether it be cultural and linguistic, to uphold the free and democratic way of life. By doing this, we will help make Queensland, I suppose, somewhat early, but thank you as candidates and welcome you all soon as Australians. Thank you, but not only as Australians, also as Queenslanders. Welcome to this community and to our family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Silver MP. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask Mrs. Freya Ostrovich MP, the State Member for Stretton, to...
Well, welcome and congratulations, because today, even though we've got lots of VIPs here and I acknowledge them all, and I won't go through everybody's name again except just maybe Melody and Lewis. You guys are the VIPs today. You're the very important ones. You're Australia's newest citizens, and I welcome you heartily to our family. I noticed that there's some kids in the audience, and I've always promised that when there's children in the audience, I'm going to share something a little personal with the kids and with their parents. And it was a big decision for me, even though I've lived pretty much all my life in Australia. I was only very tiny when I came here, but Dutch was my first language. But at the age of 20, so even kids, even if you think that you'll never use your native tongue or your parents' native tongue in this country, just, learn it anyway, because it's part of you. It's your link to the past. It's your culture, and you need to keep that. If I can just give any sort of words of wisdom, it would be that. So with that, I'll say again, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lewis. Can I acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues, Mrs. Freya and Melody Chen and the World and Arts Multicultural Association for organising today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for allowing me to have the privilege to be with you on this, a very special day. A very special day for you, a very special day for us here as elected members. And I'll just pick up on what Graham said. Today and Anzac Day are probably the two busiest days in any elected official's diary. But they're 2 days that we all get up when the sun rises and we get into it, because they are so memorable today, because we're welcoming new Australians, people who have made the ultimate choice to give up, in some respects, give up the decision to cross the bridge and give up your past and look to the future. Queensland welcomes you, Australia certainly welcomes you, and here at a local level, all our elected officials welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony Shorten, MP. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Lewis. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the new citizens who are going to join this great family of Australia. I always believe that people are the biggest asset of a nation. I think we all agree, Australian nation. But Australia is great, not because it has a vast land or it is great because it has bountiful resources. It is great because Australia has great citizens. So by becoming citizens today, you have the right and also the responsibility to make Australia great. So while you join this big family of Australia, you can have the full membership of this family. You'll be entitled to do whatever you want, of course, under the rule of law. But remember, you have to do in your capacity, whether it's in your professional capacity, whether it's in business, in trade, in education, in whatever you are in. Do your best, make Australia proud. Or you can even, as a full member of Australian citizen, you'll be entitled to elect and also being elected as a representative. For example, there are 6 elected representatives here today. 3 of us were born overseas.